Subscribe to dragmotoxboss. It's free, easy, and you can always unsubscribe at any time. My goal is 1.5k subscribers by October 1st. If I hit 1.5k subscribers whenever, I will do a video seeing how much money I can make in 6 hours after starting a base from scratch in lumber tech you do. So subscribe! Alright. Welcome back to dragmotoxboss. As always, as usual, most of the times, I'm going to be getting icewood, alright? And there's something I'd like to talk about, alright? And that is, just about Bandcamp in general. And, I said that I wouldn't make a video every day on explaining this, and if you've been paying attention, yeah, I clearly have not. I've only made like 2 or 3 videos on this. Apologies for the lack of uploads. Sometimes I just need a little break, and I don't feel like editing any videos, and I just feel like streaming. I've been doing other stuff this week, alright? I have a freaking job now, alright? So you can freaking, cut me some slack. Although, I don't think there's any fan who's like, you have to upload this day and more videos. No one's like that. Usually, what I'll find is most fans have too much content to watch. So the days that I actually don't upload anything at all, they could just catch up by watching older videos. I have a lot of freaking videos on my freaking channel. Even videos when my voice sounded different and I had different recording styles. Like, there's a whole, sheblang on my channel, and I'm not going to say shablam because I don't like that person. I'm not going to say the word shablam to describe this. I'm going to say shablang instead. Alright, my channel just holds like a history, like videos that were recorded at different times. I sometimes like to dig into my channel a little bit, and I'm like, yeah, I used to upload videos like this. I was talking about this was going on. It's very interesting. It's not like I just started uploading this year or like last year or something. No, I actually I've been here quite a while. The time has added up. But anyways, there's something that I need to bring to your guys' attention and my own attention. Well, I already know it if I'm making this video, so I guess I don't have to do the second part. Alright. Okay, regardless, I don't want to confuse you guys here. Okay, regardless. Tomorrow is the last day of Bandcamp. By the way, the reason why I have less funds is because I was trying to do Electrotech's vehicle, but it does not work. There's just something wrong with it. Maybe it got patched or something. Maybe it's just really freaking difficult. I did exactly what he said in the thing and it didn't work. So, it's just whatever. I'm talking about his new, vault truck. I don't know what the frick I said, but yeah, I'm talking about his new vault truck, alright? With the welding glitch and stuff. Like a new method. Anyways. And no, not a new vehicle in the game that you can buy. Like a new, welding glitch with trailers and all. When I started, going to band 5 years ago, I never thought that the time would go by this quick. There's one big thing I need to say. The time went by really fast. Really, really fast. And strange enough, last year, and not the year before that, but last year, I was thinking, I'm not a senior yet. I still have another year. I feel like this should be my last year. I've been here for so long. Because there were a lot of seniors in the grade above me that already graduated. And I just had this mindset, what? I was just, hoping to be a senior, Once I'm actually senior, I'm actually realizing more, wait, no, that time actually did go by really, really fast, actually. It has something to do with some weird psychological effect, alright? Another cool psychological effect is whenever you're bored, time feels like it's really slow, but then when you think back on it, it feels like it went quick. But when your time flies and you're having fun, and you're creating a lot of memories, it'll seem really quick, right? But when you look back on it, you'll be like, yeah, that was a long, you'll remember that as, a longer time, all right? A longer fun time, all right? This year is different from all the other years. One of the major factors is the fact that I'm one of the oldest people there. A bunch of seniors graduated, and every single year in band, I'm used to seeing all those seniors, graduated seniors. I'm technically a part of the new seniors now, but we'll call them graduated students. Graduated seniors, we'll call them, I guess. And that was a weird thing I did to my truck. Holy crap. Every single time I get icewood, it's always different. It's not going to be the exact same. I'm not going to drive my truck in the exact same position. If I were to do that, it would probably take me a billion times of getting icewood to actually, first off, drive in the same exact position, get the same amount of ice trees, the same size, which is also makes it super rare, let alone same color vehicle. This is a red truck. I'm thinking a bit too hard on that. Another factor is the fact that I actually have a job, which means my viewpoint on life has, gotten better, strengthened, and I can drive as well, which also is a big game changer too. It just changes the feeling. Like I could just hop into a vehicle, leave, Well, obviously I'm not going to steal a vehicle. That's not what I'm saying. But the reason why I say a vehicle is because I currently drive my mother's. But there's a complex situation. Actually, I'm not even going to talk about the complex situation. Long story short, if I were to save up for a vehicle, it would be kind of a stupid decision based on what's going on right now, but I'm not going to explain that because I don't talk about finances on my channel. That's one thing that I like to steer clear about. I don't ever like to flex if my family has something or if my family doesn't. I do talk about me having multiple rooms, right? But I steer clear from talking about like having a bunch of stuff. Obviously, I've mentioned, I have a, pretty good gaming PC in like a different video, but that's like, related in terms of the channel, like information that I'll tell you guys so that because it affects the channel, all right? Band camp always goes by really quickly, and there are band practices next week, but like, I saw in the thing and it said band camp next week. So maybe those practices are considered band camp, but I don't ever consider that band camp. Band camp, what I consider band camp is, a couple hours in the morning where you practice on the field or music, then an hour lunch break, and then a couple more hours, 3 hours, 2 hours, 2.5 hours, whatever, in the afternoon, all right, after you get done from your lunch break. But yeah, like lunches have not been the same. I just drive home and just chill at home rather than just sitting there all bored the entire freaking lunch break. And yeah. And when it's your last of something, it tends to go by quickly. I don't know the psychological explanation on that. Maybe I will learn what the explanation to that is either in high school this year or college next year, all right? I mean, obviously I'm going to be taking psychology, so like, I'll probably hear the explanation of that. I'll probably learn it, and I feel like I'll do like really good, like better than I normally do with other subjects, because whenever I'm interested in something, I can just really focus on it and really do good. I have ADHD, and sometimes that messes me up in school a little bit, but if it's about something that I'm interested in, oh my gosh, I'm able to get energy out of nowhere and hyper focus, all right? I just need the motivation, all right? And I know people who are like Andrew Tate will be like, just do it, don't find the motivation, but my brain is wired a different way. And that's not an excuse, That's absolutely not an excuse not to just do stuff, which I am, more and more as time comes by. I just learn to do stuff more and more and more, all right? I'm not using my ADHD as an excuse. I'm using it as a stepping stone. I'm like, remembering I have that, and then I'm using it as a stepping stone, and I'm using the fact that I'm behind on a certain thing in my brain to motivate me to push forward and overcome it. This space is actually turned into a mess now. Holy crap. But on a really serious note here, it is actually my last day of band camp is tomorrow. I'm recording this and uploading this on the same day, so as of when I'm uploading this, yes, Friday, August 18th, my final day of band camp, the last day I'll ever attend a band camp in my entire life, because I'm not planning to get into a band when I go into college, because I'm not, that heavy into band. I do like it, and I'm kind of there casually. I'm not, and when I say casually, I don't mean goof off all the time and not do good. I still do good, but I'm just there casually, all right? Therefore, I probably would never go into a college band, and I probably will also never try and go into an adult band of where it's just like a community band or whatever. So it truly will be the last time I will be in a marching band. And also, there's one thing to mention. next August will be my very first August in 6 years. I already mentioned this in a video. Well, 5 years as of now, 6 years as of next year, because it'll have been 6 years. In 6 years, like, you know, okay, I'll explain it a different way. I hate whenever you're trying to explain something, but it just gets all jumbled up when you're trying to explain words. I usually do that, like, I'll do that in stream, but then I end up having to, like, restate the statement so that someone listening to me does not get freaking lost. It sucks when words do that in English. I think that would go for any language. Just, like, yeah, I guess just life. All right. The last 5 years, I have always went to band camp. Not for the pandemic year, but I did go to band camp for a little bit of time or whatever. Then something happened, and it was not a normal band year, all right? We did not even go to the frickin' away games, which is, you know, yeah, it was kind of sad. But here's the thing, all right? I've always done something regarding, like, related to band in August. Usually band camp. That one pandemic year, it was, you know, way less, all right, because of the pandemic. But all the other years, the 2 years before that, and the frickin' last 2 years, as of when I'm recording this video, and this year as well. Band. Next year, all that will be gone. No more. Gone. It'll be the first time in six years as of next year, 5 years as of right now. But next year, I'll be saying 6 years. So I'll just say 6 years for the sake of what it will sound like if I say this next year. I'll have a normal summer. What I mean by normal is not have band take up the end of it. Band always takes up, like, near the end portion of my summers for the past so many years. This year, or no, next year, sorry, it won't. I'll actually have, like, all the days off that they actually say, oh, this is how many days you get off for break. Instead of having to, every single time there's summer break, I usually just do that, but then I subtract 2 weeks for my summer break. Kind of like as if it were a tax or something. And then I also subtract the weeks I go on vacation. You know, next year I'll only have to subtract the weeks I go on vacation then. So, yeah, I'll actually have, you know, a non-band summer. I'm not going to say normal anymore because I'm not trying to be offensive to it. I really do like band. Does this make me sad? A little bit. All right. Will I miss some of the band kids? Yes, I will, especially Dylan. Unless frickin' Dylan just comes in the stream all the time next year, then I won't really miss him that much if he's constantly talking to me in my stream still next year. And me leaving high school, does that mean I'm going to leave the channel? I said this, you know, in the past. No. That absolutely does not mean I'm leaving the channel. I'm still going to be here. I mean, if I'm going to be going to college from home, that'll make it way easier to upload too. So there's no kind of thing where I'm like, oh, I didn't bring my PC to my dorm, or I can't, or I really don't think I should because it's not really worth it. No, I'm going to be going to college from home. At least for the first couple of years. There's no excuse. I will be here. Therefore, there will be videos, all right? There's another video that I do need to make, and that is, you know, comparing the Augusts. I always make a video every single year comparing the Augusts. It's just a little thing I do on my channel. And reason, because starting in August of 2020, I had, you know, August seemed to stand out from the other months. And then it also seemed like that in August of 2021. August of 2022 has also stood out. Now, I will say one thing right here. Out of all the Augusts that I've ever experienced in my entire damn life, if you combined how much, you know, the level of whatever chemical that gets released in my brain whenever stuff changes, like just the level of like just change, if you combine all the levels of change from all prior Augusts I had in my entire life, it will not even be half as much as the level of change that happened in August of 2023. The two big factors that basically seal the deal are being able to drive, which, you know, does a bunch of things, and having a job, which, you know, helps my mindset towards, you know, working, you know, gets me more experience, gets me more, like motivated in life and into a more of like a work, like adult work life schedule, and for me to get used to it, as well as, and for those of you watching, it's not that bad to work a job. It's really not. All right, it's really not. But the driving, it just feels so different driving myself to band and all, and I'll drive myself to other places, driving myself to work, not having to worry about being picked up, getting to come home for lunch for band camp, just the feeling I have of being on the road, putting in one of my 5 Finger Death Punch CDs in the vehicle I drive. Yeah, I actually am starting to get a use out of the CDs now because, like, the stations, they don't play heavy metal enough, and, like, I absolutely cannot listen to just, like, a bunch of other stuff, even if it's, like, similar. It has to be, like, mostly heavy metal. Either that, or we could switch over to frickin' F&F music, but then at the same time, I'm pretty sure I could connect my phone up to, my mother's vehicle, but I don't want to use up my phone battery. I'm like, it's better, like, I know it's stupid that I'm saying this, like, oh, come on, it's just a little bit of phone battery. I know, but in my opinion, I feel just save the battery, get some use out of the, I want to get some use out of the CDs that have been bought for me years ago and that I bought years ago. If I don't, then I don't think they'll ever get use out of them. So it's good. I'm getting a use out of something I own. I don't mind listening to them too. The songs, 5 Finger Death Punch songs, they're great. Holy crap. My band director did a little thing of where he like made a scenario when he was talking to me about something, and like he asked like what concert, like what artist would I go to, like what concert would I go to. I said 5 Finger Death Punch. He was shook. All right, I'm thinking the reason why he was shook is because I just don't come off as like one of those people who like really like listening to 5 Finger Death Punch. Usually they'd probably like wear leather jackets all the time, have like chains on them or whatever, or just maybe not all listeners of 5 Finger Death Punch will do that, but like it's just like typical, like your personality, and this is a stereotype and it's not for everybody, but you're generally more like well, not my personality, but you have more of like a tough personality. I do have a tough personality too, but more of like coming off as like tough and just like it's hard to explain it, but it's like comes off as a certain way.